Lemmy Kilmister, the face of heavy metal in the definition of a rock star, was born Ian Fraser Kilmister on December 24, 1945, in Stoke-on-Trent, Staffordshire, England. Little is known about Lemmy's early years and family life, in contrast to his later years and musical career. The most we know about his father is that he was a concert pianist and former Royal Air Force chaplain who divorced his mother when he was just 3 months old. Kilmister is well known for starting Motörhead, as well as for his distinctive appearance and raspy, raw singing voice. Been recognized as one of rock's most recognizable voices. Lemmy, however, had already performed with a variety of groups prior to forming Motörhead in 1975, including Hawkwind in the 1960s. He didn't become well known among the general public until Motörhead produced several albums in the late 1970s and early 1980s. In the metal scene, albums like Motorhead, Overkill, Bomber, and Ace of Spades were huge hits and acquired legendary status. Albums that helped establish one of the most devoted fan groups in history. The legendary Motörhead trio, which included Lemmy Kilmister on bass and vocals, Eddie Clarke on guitar, and Phil Taylor on drums, was responsible for the band's success. On December 28, 2015, the legendary Lemmy Kilmister passed away from cancer. Only 4 days after his 70th birthday was honored, Lemmy acknowledged that death was inevitable and frequently discussed it in interviews. "Isn't it inevitable that everyone will die? When you reach my age, you start to realize that more. I'm not concerned about it. I'm equipped for it. I want to travel doing what I do best. I couldn't moan if I passed away tomorrow. It was excellent." People don't get better when they pass away, you just talk about them that way when they're still alive. The only difference is that they are dead assholes now. I didn't lead a particularly noteworthy life, but at least it was humorous. His real name is Ian Fraser Kilmister, as we are all now aware, but everyone still refers to him as Lemmy. One of the most important things about Lemmy Kilmister, especially if you are an older fan, is that he adored slot machines. According to the legend, when he was younger and wanted to play more slots, he would ask his friends, "Can you lend me a quid?" Everyone began referring to him as Lemmy as a result, and one of rock and roll's most illustrious names was born. Lemmy was a huge Janet Jackson admirer and aspired to collaborate with her on a song. Sony, however, forbade him from doing so. He wanted to record a rendition of Black Cat with Jackson, but regrettably, not everything goes as planned. You could see from the video that she was having a good time and that what she really wanted to be doing was listening to loud rock music. I adore the song, it's a great tune, but the record label forbade it. Lemmy was the bassist for the English rock group Hawkwind before the band formed Motörhead in 1975. However, they expelled him from the band in 1975 due to drug possession. Which for Lemmy and the world ended up being a gift in disguise because it resulted in the creation of Motörhead. The fact that Lemmy Kilmister toured with Jimi Hendrix is one of the most interesting things to know about him. This took place after he relocated to London in 1967 and became friends with Noel Redding, the bassist for Jimi Hendrix. For 8 months, he worked as a roadie for Jimi Hendrix and his band. Lemmy wasn't very well known on his own, despite being a part of various bands and even touring with musicians like Jimi Hendrix. He started Motörhead at the age of 30, but didn't become well known until he was 35. In actuality, Motörhead is the title of the final song Lemmy composed for his previous group Hawkwind. So, in a sense, this isn't his first song for Motörhead. Kilmister shared David Bowie's obsession with Nazism and collection of Nazis memorabilia. He never shared their horrible worldview, though, and he never shared their ideals. I simply thought their gear, particularly the uniforms, looked cool. Ozzy Osbourne and his wife Sharon were the first to approach him and offer assistance after he arrived in America with essentially nothing in his bank account. They offered him the chance to create a few songs for Osbourne because they knew his financial position wasn't the best. So he did. 4 of the 6 tracks Lemmy wrote for Ozzy's No More Tears, his 6th studio album, made the cut. "I was insolvent and had no money in the bank when I immigrated to America. I was given a lump sum payment that was the most money I had ever seen in my life after Sharon Osbourne asked if I would want to write 4 songs for Ozzy. More money than I'd ever made performing with Motorhead and Hawkwind. Lemmy played bass in Hawkwind and Motorhead, but he didn't start playing it until he was 23. Prior to that, he played rhythm guitar almost exclusively, which had a big impact on his subsequent bass playing style, particularly his significant usage of 2 and 3 tones rather than single notes like most bass players do. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.